fan of the Hauraki Big Show podcast? Yeah. Make sure you check out more from Jase, Mike and Keyzie on their Instagram at Hauraki Big Show, or tune in to them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. G'day, Mogi.
G'day, guys.
How are you, mate?
Hello. Pretty good, actually.
You seem sprightly. I was expecting the worst.
Yeah, I thought I was actually better yesterday, but I'm a little bit worse today. That tends to happen, actually, doesn't it, on these things? Your Tuesdays aren't great.
The second day hangover, almost.
Yeah.
You're like, you got fuzzy brain and you're just tired and a bit...
Just a little bit tired. I had an extra nap today as well.
You know what I think it is, Mogi? I think it's what happens is when all the chemicals finally drain out completely from the body.
Oh, look, I know exactly what it is, but I won't be talking about it on air.
Right.
But I had a great time.
Good stuff.
But I was in bed at midnight on the first night, 1 a.m. the second night.
Wow, that's pretty... I was expecting 4 a.m.
No. I knew I couldn't do that, but that doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't mean I got a hell of a lot of sleep. I was. What do we do? Then the next day, the Sunday, I was in bed at about 6, I think.
Right.
6 p.m.
Right.
Went to bed at 6 and woke up at 6:30 a.m.
Oh, wow.
The next day.
Oh, that's good though.
So pretty.
That's a
shagged.
solid read.
Yeah.
What time did UFC wrap up?
That I think about 3.
Right.
3:30.
Bit of dinner, then straight to bed.
Actually, the bro started making dinner, and he goes, "I'll wake you up. I'll wake you up for dinner." I said, "I'm just going to go and have a nap." And he goes, "I'll wake you up for dinner." And then he thought, "No, I won't."
Yeah.
And I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, just slept right through.
Slept right through. Yeah, it was
good
great
stuff, mate.
Bloody beautiful part of the world it is.
Sydney.
Yes.
I really like Sydney.
Oh,
It's great.
I found it a bit hot.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. Actually, they were doing burn-offs while we were there.
Seriously.
They were doing burn-offs, and it was the air pollution was, on the day I left, was horrendous.
Funnily enough, the last time I was in Sydney, which was actually quite a while ago, they had all their forest bloody ablaze. And so
bushfires,
it was literally like being in a war zone.
Yeah.
There was just smoke, haze everywhere. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, now, fellas, I've got a question for you, and I'm sure you can help me out. I want to know if I'm being rorted or not.
Oh, good.
I'm going to say yes.
This
all
will
right?
go into the show, but yeah, I'd say so. But I'd say it's not the other person's fault.
Now, what I'm about to tell you, right, is totally true. There's no fabricating. There's no exaggerating. I'm just giving you the facts of the scenario.
Yeah, sure.
And I want you to tell me if this is tickety-boo. As you know, recently I had a bit of an electrical debacle at my house.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so...
This will be the bill.
and so... We obviously I got to sort this out because we had no hot water. This is stupid.
If this is the bill, can we have a guess how much? If it ends up coming to that, just if it does.
Sure.
Okay.
So I ring an electrical company, speak to a lovely lady there, and she says, "Okay, yeah, we can do that. We'll send someone out to you." And she said, "That's $195, which you have to pay immediately for the call out and for the first hour." Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay." And she meant immediately, so I paid it immediately. So that was all fine. So the fella comes out the next day, and as you know, it was a debacle.
Yeah.
And I should also add that she said to me, of course, if there's any materials that he uses, extra cost, and then we charge you for the hour after that for each hour.
Yeah.
And I said, yep, that makes sense. So the guy comes out, he's there for about half an hour. Let's say very, very, very generously 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't use any materials. He basically just talks me through it all, and then he leaves. So as I'm coming into work today...
How far into the 45 minutes does he work out that it's a fuse?
I think he works that out quite early.
Yeah.
And then we just go around because there was one little outlet that wasn't working and he couldn't quite figure out why that was happening.
Right.
Because he said it doesn't make sense that one isn't working. Usually it would be a series if it was an outage. So anyway, he leaves after 45 minutes. But anyway, as I was coming into work today, I get a call from the same company.
Sure.
And the woman says to me, "Yes, Mr. Hoyt. Is this Mr. Hoyt?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "I was blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah electrical." I said, "Okay, yeah." And she said, "I'm just ringing concerning your outstanding balance."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, what do you mean my outstanding balance? Can I make the point here too? I haven't received no such outstanding balance."
Maybe she's talking about your ability to balance outstandingly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I was a bit confused, and I said, I don't know what you mean by outstanding balance. And it was about $60. And I said, "Oh, well, that's really weird," because he came out and I paid for the first hour and the call out, and he was only here for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes max. And she went, no, the job took 90 minutes. And I said, no, there's no way in the world the job took 90 minutes. And she said, well, no, you're not factoring in his travel costs, which is another half an hour. And I was like, isn't that the call-out fee? And she said, no, that's part of his labour. And so his labour that's another 30 minutes that we add on to the bill. Thus the extra $60. Now, that seems like a rort to me. Am I wrong or right?
I'll tell you how much of that I'd be paying.
Zero. Because
Zero.
I mean,
Yeah, but-
otherwise, fellas, what's the call-out fee for?
No, 100%.
I mean,
They have to tell you that it's plus travel.
Yeah.
And if they haven't told you that, then...
well, it's a good lesson for anyone else listening as well. You go, oh, does that include travel or what's the deal? But also, I probably would have paid zero because I would have checked the fuse board.
But,
sure.
but I'm just... My assumption is when someone says a call-out, that's what you're paying
100%.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get an extra fee because of the length of time it took them when all it was a switch seems crazy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a piss take.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get staunch Hoity J on it.
Oh, yeah, what is that
Yeah,
like
good
again?
on ya.
Can we role play it on the show?
Dear Sir, Madam. To
whom it may concern.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
But I
But
don't know.
did they
I
send
just-
you... Yeah.
And I haven't actually received any. And she was quite sort of, and that needs to be
Shitty.
paid to by tomorrow. And I'm like,
No, it doesn't.
what?
Yeah.
Well, she's probably always
yeah.
hitting people up for cash, you know?
And exactly, and they hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
what are you going to do?
The
I reckon
call-out
you'll
the
just-
call-out fee should absolutely include the travel.
Yes.
And if it's additional, then they say plus travel time and an hour after that. You sort of got to say what the cost is
Yeah.
up front.
Yeah, yeah.
I think-
And how would she goes, oh, you're not taking into account the travel fee. Well, how can I take it into account when
If you
never
haven't told me
about
about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I think your issue too is that you live like miles away.
Well, not really. They're based all around that area.
Yeah.
Oh, local.
Yeah.
Good God.
You just regurgitated all over yourself there, Keyzie.
Oh, my new shirt.
Is it new, that shirt?
No, it's not new. It's from my drawers down in Tauranga from growing up. I used to wear this shirt like 10 years ago.
Still fits.
Now it's back in style. How cool.
Wow.
Yeah, what
It's
is
got
it?
race cars on
Wow.
it.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know.
It's got a dragster on it and a guy on a drag bike.
Can I say it's very garish?
Garish. What's
That's
that?
pretty much that's congruent with a sort of a car sicko.
Don't congruent me.
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
these words you're using?
Yeah, totally.
Can you
it
guys
is.
just say it looks cool?
Well,
and
we're
stop
not gonna
it?
lie to you.
I would if it did. You know what I'm
You
saying?
just say
Keyzie?
words like cool and not stuff like detritus, for example. You say detritus a lot. You know what I mean?
Do I?
And you say Latin stuff.
Do I?
Yeah, yesterday you were like, oh, the bloody, Pug's nose, he's pointing. You'll be like, oh, Pug's coming. What's the word that he always uses? He always uses the same word.
Fait accompli.
Fait accompli. What? He always...
Pugs.
Hey,
what
what
do
does
you?
fait accompli mean?
You don't.
The
pulled it
thing,
out.
fellas, to be honest with you, this is very common.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Mogi.
That's not a
Fait accompli. I don't even know that it's Latin.
What is it? Is it French?
Yes,
Pugs,
it
have
is
you ever heard of
French.
it?
Not in 27 years.
So
Not
you've never
once.
heard the phrase "it's a fait accompli"?
Not once. Not
you
once.
use
And
it in a
sure,
sentence,
different
Jase?
backgrounds.
Well,
you
he's
know,
used
yeah.
it in millions of sentences.
Yeah,
it's
yes.
a done deal. It's a done deal. She's all like, you
It's-
know,
it's all
right,
over.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I know.
Mogi.
I worry, man.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
worry.
And you weren't here, obviously. We found out some shocking facts about old.
Oh no,
Pugs
listen to
yesterday.
it. Disgraceful.
Oh, man.
okay.
Thanks,
He's
mate.
down there. He's down there cruising.
It was just
Oh.
like, what? Gentle.
And it sounds like it was a fait accompli afterwards
Yeah,
as
well,
well.
it was a massive fait accompli.
Never fait accompli.
Thank you, Pugs, for coming in, because I couldn't remember what it was, but you always say it, and I was too shy to be like, yo, I don't know what that word means.
Well, words.
Yeah, right. Yeah, words. Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's really important here, Keyzie.
Yeah.
If you ever feel like a dirbrain, just don't be afraid to ask.
Absolutely. It could be Keyzie's brain word of the week.
What about congruent?
Oh, congruent is makes sense. Yeah, lines up. Yeah, that'd be about right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so it lines up.
Yes.
Matches something.
It matches something,
Right,
yes.
should we just say that?
No.
'Cause
No. But
congruence.
well, the thing about this, Keyzie, is you're asking us to weaken our vocabulary
Dumb it
rather
down.
than strengthen yours.
No.
But surely a better thing would be that you strengthen your.
That's a good point.
Your vocab.
I worry that, you know how I'm a bit of a, like an everyman and like sort of the face of the people. I worry that there are people listening who wouldn't understand. And so maybe if you use a word from now on, I'll be like, oh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Just quickly. You know what I mean?
We should make a sting for it.
What does that mean?
Let me just make.
Can you get on that, Pugs?
Let me just make the point that both my wife and I, if we come across a word that we don't understand, we go, oh, let's find out about that word. And I know that sounds really geeky.
Sounds
but,
fun.
No, it's a good thing to do.
It's actually quite good, like, because we read a lot, and it's like, she'll say to me, have you ever seen this word? And I'll say, yes, I've seen it, but I don't know what it means.
And then you email the author and you say, hey, can you stop using that word and rather use the word der?
Yeah,
or
der
something.
brain.
I've got a good vocabulary, I thought, anyway.
Where?
Until I started working with two
But
thespians.
it's quite a difference in age, though, isn't it? As well, and that's right, yeah. It's the reading, isn't it?
Language is beautiful, Keyzie.
No, it is beautiful. I do think that you guys would be more
Language
familiar.
is important,
Very-
as Karen Hay said to you.
Very
Language
much
is
so.
important.
She gave me a right royal slapping. For
What did you
being-
say wrong?
I can't even remember what it was.
You were doing a reading of something for a voiceover,
Yes.
and she goes, well, actually, the pronunciation is this, which was very similar to what Jason said. Jason goes, well, yeah, close enough, surely.
Neither
She goes,
here nor
no.
there.
She said no.
I like
No.
that.
No, that's not
Language
how it
is
goes.
important.
Yes.
That is important, Jase.
Yeah, that's exactly true story. That, and I went. Actually, I took that on board.
And was the word that you were trying to say LMNOP?
Well, what's the other one?
LMNOP.
What is the other one?
Arctic. Can I just say that LMNOP isn't a word?
Yeah, it's true that.
No, it's part of the alphabet, which you learn when you're 4.
Yeah, but when you're doing the alphabet, you don't go LMNOP.
No, well, I did.
Really good.
Anyway,
That was the best you've ever done it.
Yeah.
that was good, Jase. Well done. We better wrap this thing up.
Thanks, Keyzie.
Your Hauraki Big Show Keyzie word of the day is
Fait accompli.
Oh, nice.
That's 3 words. Hey, send them all in at the end of the week, all 5 of them, with your cell phone numbers to the Hauraki Big Show on the Instagram chat there, and you could win a sweet prize, including backbone shirts, chippies, all sorts of great stuff. Also, follow us on Instagram, Mr. Mike Minogue, Hoity J, Chris Key and Zed, our producer Call Me Pugs, and also Hauraki Big Show.
Thanks, mate.
Get up.